Hey everybody, Steve Ressler here at DriveCentric. We are excited to present an educational piece we are doing called Leverage Your Human Capital to Drive Better Results. One of the things we see with dealerships that are converting over to DriveCentric is they're changing their activities more to texting, personalized video, and technology like artificial intelligence to help drive engagement. And if we drive engagement, you're going to be talking to more customers and you're going to schedule more appointments. So we're really excited that the Capital Auto Group in Salem, Oregon agreed to do this first study with us to prove this and show it to each and every one of you on this webinar. So let's take a look at what we did in this case study and how it could maybe apply to you. So the first thing we wanted to do is, obviously, as we go out there and talk to every dealership, we know that many dealerships are doing what? Doing the task to do the task. We're not doing the task to get engagement. And what that means to you is you're going out there, you're casting your reel. You're going out there saying, hey, I'm going to make my phone call. I'm going to make my emails. I'm going to maybe text, maybe send a video. But what is that really doing? Is your fishing hole like not biting? Because if we don't have a lot of fish biting, we're not getting a lot of engagement is basically what that means. So how can we help your BDC people, help your internet team, help your salespeople get more fish biting? And it's all about the right activity. So what we have to be able to take a look at, each and every one of us, is look yourselves in the mirror and say, what's working? Because I can tell you, if you call somebody and they're not programmed on their phone, they're not going to pick up. And lastly, email. Let's be real. Who's looking at their emails all the time? I can't go out there and send an e-blast to my friends and family for a Super Bowl party because I'll be a party of one. So we know email is just not the preferred form of communication in this modern world we're in. And last but not least, we have to change the perception of what a car salesperson looks like, because this is not it. But unfortunately, that's what we know is 90% of customers just don't trust us yet. We've got to change that perception one deal at a time. So again, what we're looking at right here is the Capital Auto Group. Again, they're at Salem, Oregon. It's a 3-store group about an hour outside of Portland. And in 2018, they were on a previous CRM, and what they were monitoring was, let's go out there and make 100 phone calls and 50 emails a day. Now, if you take a look at what their goals are for the store, though, it was 800 and 600. Now, this BDC department was not just monitoring internet and phone ups, but they were scheduling BBAC appointments and mining their service drive. So I want you to know that those metrics of 800 and 600 were for all 4 of those. How were they doing that? Well, they were using autoresponders to confirm appointment. Their text-email ratio was quite low at 50%, meaning for every 2 emails, they scheduled 1 text or had 1 text out to the customer. Now, at this point, they never did any videos whatsoever. So when it comes to providing video culture, it's one of the things that I'm sure each and every one of you, you're not doing any videos, but in this study, you're going to see how stores with the right management team can help provide the culture of doing more videos at the store. And then they did use artificial intelligence to help get engagement. So without all this, they were closing at 7.2%. So when we went in there with DriveCentric, what did we say we were going to do? Well, let's help them change the mentality to do the task and engagement, to be better responders. That's what it's about. We wanted to also focus on their communication, make sure that salespeople, BDC, people were in fact texting in the CRM versus using their cell phones. So we had to measure that. We also wanted to help train them on how to do personalized video, whether it's confirm appointment video, an internet lead video, maybe it's a dead deal video. How do you start doing all these personalized videos and help get that culture in the store? And last but not least, when you invest in technology like artificial intelligence, it's important to understand how the AI is going to be communicate with the customers so they're not butting heads with the BDC. So if the AI is going to be sending out text messages and emails, well, we may want to back off of our workflows from the BDC department, so we're not, overstepping our boundaries and over communicating to the customer by one form of communication. So in 2019, when they went live with Drive, we said, well, let's change it up. And they agreed. They said, well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to monitor 120 activities, saying, Mr. and Mrs. BDC, I don't care what you do, phone, text, email, send a video. Just do 120 activities per day or schedule 8 appointments a day. So if you did one of those 2 things, you were not dinged the 1% of your pay. So you had to do that, otherwise they dinged 1%. Now their goals of 800 appointments and 600 shows still stayed intact. But yet, what did they agree to implement? Obviously, they wanted to start doing videos, and they wanted to start appreciating these appointments by doing a confirmation appointment video along with a phone call. They wanted to focus on their communication, their texting and emails. They wanted to do personalized videos and obviously strategize artificial intelligence. So they invested in all these technologies to improve their dealership's engagement. So we looked 7 months afterwards to see what is happening at the store. Does activity drive performance? So in the month of August, these 3 stores sent 2,700 videos. Remember, they didn't do any videos before this. Their text-email ratio completely shifted to 1.4 to 1. Again, they weren't doing that before. And then the artificial intelligence technology that they never had was, at least at this point, getting 27% engagement, which means my BDC can be more responsive now than ever. And this was with our Genius 1.0 at the time. Now, if we fast forward to May 2020, what happened? Well, their video count even went up to 4,100 videos. Their text-email ratio completely to shoot up, and the artificial intelligence actually got stronger and is now engaging at 75% of our total internet leads. So if I got 75% engagement with AI, that means my team is being better responders more than ever. What does that do now for the results? I'm just looking at those 3 activities. Now, again, they were still making phone calls, they were still making emails. But at the end of the day, what does it all drive to? Engagement. So let's just look at May 2020 results. May 2020, they had 1,754 leads, and it makes sense because they did get more leads because of COVID. And they obviously were doing about 1,200 leads in August of 2019. So they obviously increased their lead count. But their engagement was right around 70%, which means I now have 1,228 appointments that I can schedule, meaning 70% of that 1,554 is 1,228. That's how many fastballs I can hit out of the park, okay? So out of the 1,228, I scheduled 639 appointments. That is a conversion rate of 52%. And what I did there is, because I'm tracking engagement, how many appointments can I actually schedule and how many did I do? And that's what the conversion is of 52%. So what this is telling me is, for every 2 customers I talk to, I schedule 1 appointment. Now let's take a look at how many showed up. 512. Wow, man, they were making videos and they were making phone calls. That's about a 70% conversion rate to an appointment. That's very strong. And you can see that they delivered 291 cars at 16.6. So in a matter of 18 months, they went from 7.2 to 16.6. And again, what's their focus? They change their strategies on their communication. Now, overall, remember, they were doing not just internet, but they were also doing their phone ups, their B-backs, and also minding the service drive. That 800 appointments was their goal. 600 shows was their goal as well for the shows. So what did they do? 1,039s in the month of August. If we were asked Denny Eubank over there at Capital Auto Group for his BDC, he'll tell you that he bought a hot tub in the month of August to prepare for winter. Now, in the month of May, he actually bought a motorcycle. So since the store has changed their strategies, they have been breaking records for the last year and a half. But if you just kind of think in 18 months, they're now almost 1,400 appointments and almost 1,100 shows. That is remarkable. And all they did was change their strategies. They changed their strategies on engagement and making sure they have the most up-to-date technology to get them the best result. So at the end of the day, with this case study, what are we trying to show? Well, it's changing the culture at your dealership. It's changing the mentality of making those 100 phone calls, those 50 emails. What they did at this store is they empowered their team to say, I want you to do at least 120 activities. Their results are staggering. Each BDC member is doing now 160 activities: phone, text, email, and video. You know what that means? They're more responsive. You and I could go back and forth maybe 10 times. That's an activity. I'm not always in my work plan. I'm responding to customers. That's an activity versus a task. The other thing too is, in 18 months, they've only lost 2 people. How many times do we have problems where people are leaving the dealership? And this is a fishing hole that is selling some cars. And I think if I have a strong fishing hole, I'm probably retaining a lot of my people. Again, one of the things they wanted to work with is how to get with the AI and have the BDC work with it versus against it. And again, this does take time, but once you start working with it, you start getting results. Remember, the AI doesn't get paid for you scheduling an appointment. It just helps you get engagement, helps you do that heavy lifting. So you don't have to send so many emails, maybe get the text messages out there to get engagement. It's doing that for you. So it is an art to work with it. And last but not least, by doing one thing, by putting video in as a confirmation video, making that phone call. They tracked this for 3 months where 88% of the customers, once they scheduled the appointment, the salesperson went out there, shot a video, and 88% of those customers showed up. Can we do a better job with video for confirming appointments? I would hope so. So at the end of the day, this whole presentation is helping you catch more fish. How can we get more fish biting at your store? It's all about engagement. You need to leverage your communication efficiencies more now than ever in 2020 and soon to be 21. And it's all about, if you can talk to more customers, I promise you, you will schedule more appointments. And if you don't, you have problems at your dealership converting to an appointment. But at the end of the day, that's the secret sauce for you selling more cars. So again, here at DriveCentric, we appreciate you tuning in and being educated on how you can improve your dealership by just doing one thing, and that's measuring engagement. So we're going to be doing more YouTube videos. Please join the DriveCentric YouTube page. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on LinkedIn, because we're here to help you. Whether you're on DriveCentric or not, we want to make you better. Till next time, thanks again for joining in.